Hello, everyone, and welcome to our NCAC Summer Camping webinar series. We've got about half the people that we're expecting to be here already here, so congratulations on being punctual and on time. We're going to get tonight started with a poll just to ask you about what your summer camping plans are. So please take the time to fill out that poll. Again, we just want to get to know our audience so that we can curate some of our questions and answers for you. Hello and welcome to everyone again. Thank you for joining us today for the second part of our NCAC Summer Camping webinar series. Please take the time to fill out the poll that should appear on your screen asking about your summer camping plans for this summer. We're going to be getting started around 7:05, just giving a few people some chance to trickle in. Hello again, and everyone, welcome. For those of you who are just joining us in the last minute or two, please go ahead and fill out the poll that is appearing on your screen about summer camping programs. We're watching the numbers as people come in, so once those entry numbers kind of start to level out, we're going to go ahead and get started. It'll be in the next few minutes. All right, well, it seems like our numbers have leveled off a little here. So I'll do one last welcome. Hello, my name is Elizabeth Warren. I am your Goshen Scout Reservation Director here at National Capital Area Council, and welcome to the second part of our three-part series for NCAC Summer Camping webinar. Today is specifically about Scouts BSA programs throughout NCAC that you can expect to see this coming summer. Last week we had a webinar specifically on Cub Scout programs. So if you missed that or you'd like more information on our Cub Scout programs in NCAC, that's at the Goshen Scout Reservation at Camp Ross, as well as Camp William B. Snyder and our district day camps. Please go onto our blog spot, weownadventure.com, and you can see a live recording as well as our PowerPoint presentation on that. Next week, we will have a similar webinar specifically for high adventure opportunities, both at Goshen and council-wide. Today, I'd like to start by introducing our fellow panelists. We have representatives from Camp Snyder, Camp Catoctin BSA, and the Goshen Scout Reservation. So again, my name is Elizabeth Warren. I'm your Goshen Scout Reservation Director, and I'd like to introduce Sarah Moses. Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Sarah Moses. I'm the Goshen Camping Specialist, and I'll pass it over to Ryan.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan. Ryan Alford. I am the Camp Ranger out at Camp Snyder.
Hi, my name is Avery. I am the camp director over at Camp Bowman at Goshen Scout Reservation. Now I'll pass it off to Liam.
Hi, my name is Liam. I am the camp director at Camp Olmsted at Goshen Scout Reservation this summer, and I will pass it on to Joe.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Costner. I will be the camp director at Camp Marriott at Goshen this summer.
Hi, folks. My name is Sean. I am the former program director and current camp commissioner for Camp Catoctin.
All right, wonderful. Thank you all for being here. We're really excited for this webinar series. So as we're getting started, we're just going to do a brief overview of everyone that you're here from today. We're going to be talking about Camp Snyder, which has a Scouts BSA Specialty Week. Camp Snyder is located in Haymarket, Virginia. We also have Camp Catoctin BSA located in Thurmont, Maryland. It was formerly known as Camp Airy. Some of you may know that by its previous name. And then, of course, we have the Goshen Scout Reservation, and we'll be talking about 3 different camp programs: Camp Olmsted, Camp Marriott, and Camp Bowman, as well as the older Scout programs that are attached to it. And the Goshen Scout Reservation is located in Goshen, Virginia. We're going to start off by handing it over to Ryan and talking a little bit about the Scouts BSA Specialty Week at Snyder.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you for everybody who joined us tonight. We appreciate you taking time to learn about our camps here at NCAC. When we talk about Camp Snyder, you'll hear it referred to as a Scouts BSA Specialty Week. There's really 3 core that I really want to talk to you about. The first one is we're really a truly provisional Scouts Week. So most of the Scouts who come to our, well, if not all of them, are here on a provisional basis, which means their troop maybe had went to somewhere and they weren't able to go that week due to a prior engagement or family vacation, or a scout maybe wanted to have an extra week of scout camp, which actually happened quite a few times last year. So we are truly provisional. We provide the assistant scoutmasters, which I'll talk about kind of in the second piece, is really one of the main things that makes us unique is there's 2 options when you think about our Scouts BSA Specialty Week. The first one is your traditional overnight. So the scouts come here for a traditional overnight summer camp. So they stay each night. We provide the assistant scoutmaster. Since this is a provisional week, scouts can come by themselves or they can come with some friends. We'll provide the scoutmasters in the campsites. The other thing we do that's pretty unique is we also have the day only participants, which means the scout gets dropped off in the morning and picked up in the evening. So kind of what you would consider a day camp setting. We call it day participation, but which makes it pretty unique. I don't think there's a lot of camps that do that, but we do that on a provisional basis just because that's kind of the need. We see about half overnight and about half day camp or day participants. The other thing that's really neat about this is you look at the slide and you start seeing the merit badges. We really try heavily to be what we call industry specific, or really getting the people who know the merit badges the best to teach them. So we have a lot of experts in the field out here teaching our merit badges. Probably about 40 volunteers come out that week to really help us with those merit badges. And there are specific experts in those areas, which is a really good thing for our provisional and our Scouts, merit badge week. So that's a neat thing. The other couple minor things is we also do, as part of this, we also do offer our Green Bar Bill program, which is a first year program, just like you'd see it at other camps. We offer that here, which we usually have a pretty good attendance on there. This is our 2nd year offering it. Last year it went really, really well, so we're bringing that back this year. And the rest we can probably answer in questions. That's kind of the overview when you think of our merit badge week. We really focus heavily on merit badges and really teaching them to a high level is really our goal, especially when you think around the wood shop. If you haven't seen our wood shop, we have a pretty advanced wood shop. So we'll teach merit badges out of there, the STEM shack. And I could go on forever about the high quality of program and the great staff we have, but I'll leave that to another time. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm moving over to Camp Catoctin BSA.
Yeah, thank you all again. I'll echo Ryan. Really appreciate you all being here. Camp Catoctin BSA, we are the perfect way to end your summer, whether we're your only camp or your second or even your third camp. We do take place in August, which is traditionally a bit different from other camps. This is because we can exist in August. So whether you're coming to us, again, as your second camp or your only camp, we're right before usually back to school. So it's that perfect way to end your summer. We do give you the luxury of indoor cabins and indoor dining, as well as the adventures of camp. For you unit leaders on here, this does mean coffee and scones in the morning offered through our dining hall after breakfast. Our goal is really twofold. We introduce new scouts to being away from home. So whether it's your first year scout or a scout who's a bit older in the program but hasn't gone to a summer camp yet, we're a perfect entry point for there. And we're a great opportunity for older scouts to complete their merit badges. We offer over 40 merit badges usually taught, and we are very happy to say if you have a partial, we'll work with you to complete it. Or if you're looking to earn a new badge, we have all of those as well. We are right in the Catoctin Mountains. This is right next to Camp David. Last year, we did get to see the president fly in and out of Camp David. We get, some surprise visits all the time through the air and through his helicopters. It's always a great chance for the scouts to see, what's actually happening around you in camp. And it's a cool experience. Our merit badges range everything from indoor STEM-focused computers to outdoor climbing, boating, and even some professional-based merit badges such as healthcare and public health. Our climbing is done in a natural rock face. We actually go up into the mountains of Catoctin Mountain Park and climb right there on the natural faces. We have a lake that we provide our boating programs on. And we have a computer lab that we also do movie making, graphic design, and robotics, and more STEM-focused merit badges. We're also very big into our leadership skills. So scouts have the opportunity to participate in camp the entire week, whether it's helping in the morning with flags or helping with dismissals from the dining halls. We give your scouts the opportunity to really own part of camp and enjoy it, whether it's through free time or through leadership opportunities. Our new scout program is called Acorns, growing into the mighty oak tree. Our Acorns have a whole section of camp just to themselves. So they'll stay with their units overnight in the cabins, but they'll get to go into a more rustic part of camp away from everyone, enjoy fire building and knife skills and axe skills, work on their totemship, work on their citizenship and their leadership in their own program. Our program was developed and designed by a middle school and elementary school teacher, so someone who is very rooted in those education skills and making sure that we can really connect with your scouts on their level. Otherwise, it's a great time. I'll look forward to your answers, your questions in the chat. But we hope to see you at Camp Catoctin.
Thank you so much, Sean. As we transition into talking about our 3 camps and other programs at the Goshen Scout Reservation, Sean brought up a great point. If you do have any questions on anything that we're talking about, maybe you have questions about how dining works, or something that we may not specifically talk about, like Wi-Fi capabilities at each of the camps, please go ahead and put them in our Q&A section, as well as if you have just joined us, there was a poll that went out at the beginning of the session. We ask that you please complete that to tell us about your summer camping plans. And with that being said, I will turn it over to our Goshen Scout Reservation camp directors.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So like I introduced myself in the beginning, I am the Camp Olmsted camp director. My name is Liam Glass. I see a few of you attendees. I know your names. Thank you for coming. Quick overview of Camp Olmsted. We are the largest camp at Goshen Scout Reservation with the largest dining hall facilities. We are a dining hall camp. We try to do, to the best of our ability, 1 meal shift for all of our scouts to make the schedule process as easy as possible. We have a traditional merit badge program. Our main focus, or main extra area, I guess, is the tech center, where we also do robotics and programming and the other STEM merit badges. And our new scout program is called Trails Head. That is a half-day program. So new scouts can spend half the day working on their requirements for their ranks, and the other half of the day they can choose merit badges. And then for any of you returning to Camp Olmsted, you may have noticed on the program schedule there is now open program time. I got a lot of feedback saying scouts needed more free time, and some merit badges are also more scout focused. If a scout is determined to finish a merit badge, say basketry, he can do that in his own time now instead of taking a whole merit badge block. And I'm sure there will be other open program type questions. So I look forward to the Q&A.
Thank you, Liam. So my name is Avery. I am the camp director over at Camp Bowman. So Camp Bowman offers a more like traditional scouting program. What that means and what our main draw is our patrol cooking program. So Camp Bowman is one of, I believe, 2 camps on the East Coast that does not have a dining hall or heater stack or anything like that. So you as the adult leaders will be eating with your scouts in your site with food that either you prepare or the scouts prepare for you. Our patrol cooking, like that is not just something that is done by the, it's a philosophy that's not just involved with the scouts, but it's something that is really involved with the staff as well. I think patrol cooking teaches a lot about teamwork. It teaches a lot about leadership. It teaches a lot about collaboration. And all of those are elements that are like intrinsically linked to our program here at Bowman. Our staff have all either gone through patrol cooking at Bowman or have been thoroughly trained on how patrol cooking works at Bowman as well. Honestly, I haven't gone through the program myself, having taught it myself. I think it's an incredible program. There's no way that I'd be the leader or the person that I am today without it. So we work a lot on the patrol method. We also work a lot on outdoor skills. We have a really wonderful scoutcraft area. We have, you know, really, really solid outdoor skills programs. It's your traditional summer camp, right? There's like swimming, there's fire building. It's a lot of fun. And then finally, our shooting sports area is looking very robust this summer. We're getting some new projects going on in our shooting sports area, and a lot of returning staff there. And I'm very excited to share that with you all. Our new scout program is our Bowman Brigade program. So that's for any and all scouts who have never been to summer camp before. We have a really new exciting addition to our Bowman Brigade program this summer. We have increased the staff exponentially. So now all of our CITs will be working alongside the Bowman Brigade program. That means a lot more direct interaction with the staff alongside the scouts. But they have free reign over the camp. They can go take any merit badges they'd like in the morning, and then they work on scout skills in the afternoon. I think it's a wonderful program. I'm so excited to share Bowman with you all. It's like my favorite place on earth. So if you have any questions about anything I talked about, anything, if you're registered to work, come to Bowman this summer and you just want to say, hey, like drop it in the chat. But any questions, just please drop them. I'd be so happy to answer them. But I'm going to pass it on now to Camp Marriott.
All right. Again, my name's Joe. I'm going to be the camp director over at Marriott this summer. And I know it might seem a little redundant to have 3 Scout BSA camps at 1 Scout reservation, but I do think there are a lot of things that separate us, that make us all unique. You know, Olmsted has the dining hall and the tech center. Bowman really emphasizes the patrol method and more of a traditional scouting experience. Where Marriott really shines is like Bowman, we offer patrol cooking. We also have heater stack cooking, which is picking up already cooked food for every meal from the commissary, bringing it back to your site and eating it there, cleaning up after yourself and doing that. And that can be a good introduction to something like patrol cooking. You know, if your troop wants something different than a dining hall, but maybe isn't quite ready for patrol cooking. And that just provides a little bit of flexibility, kind of fitting into our moniker as Goshen Specialty Camp. You know, we try to be very flexible with what we do and how we do things. Like, for example, we also do have provisional scouting available every week we're open, and that's for boys, girls, everyone. We have leadership, and we take care of making sure that all of our provisional scouts have an excellent quality of program, just like the scouts that show up with full units. Also, like Olmsted has the tech center, we have our guild program area, which encompasses a lot of more of the trade-based merit badges, such as plumbing, composite materials, automotive maintenance, cooking, welding, metalworking, things like that. And I think that's a really cool, unique thing that we have. I know some of the other camps at Goshen have several of those merit badges, but they might be run out of handicraft or something like that. But I think it's nice to have them all kind of consolidated in one area where the staff can really be an expert on that. And it gives scouts who are into that type of program offering a place where they can feel more at home and really shine in that. Additionally, we have, like the other camps, we have a new scout program. Ours is called New Scout Quest. And that, out of the 6 program blocks we have during the day, it takes up the first 4 of those, where the scouts will get an introduction to scouting, split off into our New Scout Quest patrols that they'll be working in throughout the week. And they'll, earn their firemanship, earn their totemship, and knock out a lot of first class, second class, and tenderfoot requirements, such as knot tying, first aid skills, things like that. It'll also give them the chance to earn the fingerprinting merit badge as a New Scout Quest group, because we find that that's one of the easier merit badges for scouts to earn at camp, and it gives them an introduction to the merit badge process. And being a relatively quick and easy merit badge, it can give them a little boost of confidence knowing they're getting stuff done. And that does still leave 2 full program blocks in the afternoon for them to sign up for any other merit badges they might find interesting. So yeah, please. Oh yeah, we got provisional camping here. I've already talked about that a bit. But again, it's something Marriott takes great pride in. We do offer it every week. And I know it was already said, I forget by who, I think by Sean, about provisional camping they offered there, but we have lots of provisionals every week. And it's just a great opportunity to either get additional weeks of summer camp, or, if you're on family vacation when your troop goes, you can still get in the scouting experience in the summer, because as we all know, summer camp is the highlight of scouting for a lot of campers.
All right, thank you, Joe, Liam, and Avery. We're going to transition a little bit, still talking about the Goshen Scout Reservation, but specifically about our older scout programs. When we say older scout, we're typically talking about opportunities for scouts ages 13, 14 and up, but it is available to all scouts who are attending any of the Scouts BSA camps at Goshen. So we're going to start off by talking about our climbing program. Over to you, Liam.
So the climbing program is a reservation-wide program hosted out of Olmsted. We do have 3 walls. The tower is roughly 45 feet. It grows and shrinks every year. It is a full week program, and the classes are an hour and a half, so you do have to sacrifice a merit badge slot to do it. You do earn the climbing merit badge, and while we don't provide official certifications, the scouts are more than prepared to pass belay tests when they are through with our climbing program. And it's generally 14 and up. The COPE program is also out of pretty much the same area in Olmsted, up in our parade fields at Camp Post. The COPE is actually an acronym for Challenging Outdoor Personal Experience. It highlights teamwork and leadership games along with low and high COPE elements. So if you ever see those fun obstacle courses at colleges or something, that's pretty much what our COPE course is. It's back in the woods, so it's not very well known, but there are quite a few elements to choose from. And it encourages scouts to try their hardest in physical and mental learning activities that they wouldn't otherwise get the chance to do. And it's also 14 and up. And the ATV program has its own ATV course. Again, it's kind of back in our post area. It is for scouts and venturers 16 and up. It is a 6-person class, and they do receive the ATV Safety Institute, the ASI Basic Rider Certification as well. And they get to tour most of the reservation through the ATV program. You visit all of the camps. You get to go show off the ATVs to all the other BSA and Weeblo camps. And it is a 6-person per week class. The ATV program is not very large, so if you are interested, it's better to sign up early.
Liam, is there one program slot or 2 slots, morning and afternoon
Oh,
for each?
there are two. That is an excellent question. There are 2 program slots in the morning and afternoon. So it's about 3 hours of ATV riding once you get through all the safety stuff.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, now we're going to talk about our Goshen Vets program, which is one of my favorite areas. I've been very involved with the Vets area since I was like 15. That was one of the places I worked when I was younger. And last summer, we actually revamped the program a lot prior to the summer. Unfortunately, we weren't able to show it off as much as we would have liked. But this summer, we're coming in hot with what we've got planned. So this is for the folks who have been around camp for a while. I'm talking about it from Bowman because it's run out of Bowman. But this is for the people who have done a lot of the merit badges that we have to offer at any of the camps at Goshen Scout Reservation. And what we do, we have some of our more veteran staffers take this group of older scouts who've done a lot of the merit badges, done a lot of the work, have hung around camp for a long time, love being there, but have kind of been through it all already, don't want to hang out with like the 11-year-olds as much anymore. So we have a whole roster of activities that they can participate in. I believe it is up on our website right now. But we've done tons of things, hiking overnight, so you can build shelters if you want to, or you can just hike anywhere in camp and not anywhere, but many places in camp and spend the night there. You can set up your own outdoor trek if you want. You have access to, within the limitations of what is available to us, most if not all of the Lecompton outposts. It's a blast. Last year we did yoga. There's really no limit. We really encourage the scouts. Usually the age range we get is like 16 to 17, sometimes 15 and 14. But we really encourage our scouts to take the lead on just doing what they want. We're here at camp to have fun, and I think that really have the ability to decide for themselves what they want to do to have fun. And yeah, so sign up for our Vets program. I think it's awesome. Thanks.
Thank you, Avery. Avery did a great job at highlighting that the Goshen Vets program is really for reigniting that passion in scouting for scouts who've been around at summer camp for a while. They want to keep coming, but aren't sure what they want to do. And to highlight some of those different Len Hoxton activities for those of you who aren't familiar, one, you can come to our webinar next Tuesday at 7 o'clock to learn about that. But some of those activities may include blacksmithing at a 1913 Appalachian Forge, black powder rifle shooting, paddleboarding, and so much more. So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah Moses to talk about a few things regarding registration process at Goshen.
All right. So a few quick questions on, or a few quick tips on registration. So these are things that we get asked frequently. Who registers? So that would be the summer camp registrar. If you are attending as a unit, you should have one person designated as the summer camp registrar. That might be you, since you're attending this meeting. So that person is going to be responsible for adding campers, youth and adults to the registration, making the payments, and generally being the point of contact for the unit for that week. If you are attending provisionally, the person who registers would be the parent guardian. We do have about 350 different units and provisional registrations each summer, and there's only Elizabeth and myself full-time here at Goshen. So it's nice to, we ask that you be the point of contact for your unit instead of sending absolutely everybody our way. Adding campers. So for campers, you want to add them only when you are ready to pay for them. The online system that all of our camps use works a little bit like an online shopping cart. If someone is in your cart, the system will expect you to pay for them. Let's see, and just a reminder, if you have a popcorn voucher or a campership voucher, which are valid at any of our camps, we all have our own campership processes, but the popcorn vouchers are valid at all of our camps. Make sure you add those to your camper before you pay for the camper. Splitting adults. So if you have adults that are splitting the week, so someone's coming the first half of the week and someone else is coming to cover the second half of the week, register that person as one full adult. You can put the first person in the first name and the second person in the last name. And then for merit badge and activity signups, we recommend that you check out the program and prerequisite guide, which is under the download section on your camp's page. It's got descriptions, anything that has age recommendations, or in the case of ATV, age requirements, any prerequisites, any associated costs. It's a really handy guide. And then new this year, we're going to be opening the parent portal option just for merit badge signups. So this is recommended for experienced and large units mostly. Other units can still use this feature, but they may find it simpler to have just one person managing the merit badge and activity signups. All right, and upcoming dates for all of us. So merit badge and activity signups. So Goshen is going to be on March 30th at noon. Snyder is going to be on March 31st. And Camp Catoctin is, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's whenever you sign up.
That's right. Camp Catoctin is open right now for merit badge registration.
So you make your deposit payment and then you can sign up for badges.
That's right.
All right, and then we've got the early bird deadline. So for Goshen and Snyder, this means that the camp fee is going to increase after this date. So you want to get your payment, as many people as you can paid by this date. So for Goshen, that's April 14th at 11:59 p.m. and Snyder, that's April 15th at 11:59 p.m. And then there's some dates for Camp Catoctin. So the initial deposit for your people is due on May 5th, and the full payments are due on June 2nd. And then for those of you attending Goshen, if you're interested in the Goshen bus, which is a Goshen bus service that leaves out of, there's a stop at Fairfax for loading and unloading at the Fairfax Government Center. And there's also a loading location in Largo. So the bus tickets are going to go on sale May 1st. It's not a limited number of tickets. We order buses based on how many tickets there are.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, just a few resources for all of you. We're going to have this slide up as we're answering your questions. But if you need, let's say you have a specific question about Marriott that you don't want to have answered in the entire poll, you can find Joe Costner's email on the Goshen website, for example. So a good rule of thumb for Goshen and Snyder is, if you're trying to remember the email, it's where are you going to go to camp this summer? You're going to go to snyder.org or you're going to go to goshen.org. And then the Camp Catoctin website is campcatoctinbsa.org. So as you have questions coming, I see we have a few. We're going to spend until about 8 o'clock, so it's the next half hour or until questions run out to answer any of the questions that you may have. So Sarah's going to be facilitating that. Go ahead and put them in the Q&A area, but we may answer your own question as other people may have them as well.
All right, so let's start with Liam at Olmsted. How do people sign up for troop shoot or pirates breakfast or anything like that?
So for pirates breakfast and troop shoot, things like that, that will be done at camp, typically on Monday, the first day of program. Can I answer the other questions?
If you really want.
So I was also just seeing some questions about open program. Are they truly drop in? Yes, they will be. Program does end on Thursday, so if you really want to start it on Thursday and get a partial, that's up to you. Can they be completed in a single session? These merit badges have pretty clear requirements. So for example, basketry, if you can complete that basket in a single session, or 2 baskets and a chair, I think, then hypothetically you could, but that's ambitious. And then that was all I saw at this time. Sorry, I got really excited about answering questions.
That's all right. So like Liam said, open program at all 3 of the Goshen camps. They don't need to sign up in advance. The same is going to be true for instructional swim. You just show up to the session or whenever during that session you want to show up, and you can start any of those listed badges. All right. Let's grab another question. Let's see. So merit badges that fill up. So the Goshen ones do have limited class sizes. Joe, what typically fills up the fastest at Marriott?
I mean, that's going to typically, in my experience, be a lot of the aquatics based badges in like the early afternoon, because of course everyone wants to be in the water when it's hot in the early afternoon. Additionally, like rifle tends to fill up, things like that. And a lot of the Eagle required badges. That's why we try to offer multiple sessions for some of our more busy badges.
All right, and how about at Olmsted, Liam? What typically fills up the fastest?
Swimming and robotics. Swimming is just very popular. We have a lot of swimming sections, and robotics is small. So both of those are rather quick to fill up.
All right, how about at Bowman, Avery?
Merit badges that we have fill up the quickest are our water sports merit badge when it is offered, and then I would say cooking is another merit badge. Our Eagle requires fill up very quickly. Pioneering also tends to fill up quickly, just because it's a smaller class size. Yeah. Chess. Get into chess now. I'm so serious. Your scouts will miss out on it.
Also, ATV has a small class size, so that one tends to fill up. So if you have any scouts that want to take ATV, get them signed up the first day. And I will say for the 3 Goshen ones, if they don't have their first choice, make sure you put them on the wait list, because we'll be constantly monitoring those and evaluating and moving those wait lists. Ryan, over at Snyder, do you all have class limits?
Yes, we do. And if you're going to look, the ones that traditionally fill up the fastest, wood shop is probably the top on the list. And then along wood shop would be probably number 1. And then your traditional ones around shooting sports and the climbing tower are climbing using the portable climbing tower. Those fill up very quick. And then some of the Eagle required ones also rank pretty, fill up pretty fast.
All right, and Sean, how about over at Catoctin?
Yeah, we definitely see a lot of our Eagle required fill up fast. I'll say cooking is a huge one because our scouts make so much food in that merit badge, so that one always fills up quick. But we do offer, multiple sessions of these merit badges, and as well, we are a smaller camp. We have about 100 scouts for the week, so rarely do I go into a scout's second choice or a second pick merit badge. I have almost always given out first choices.
All right. So we've got a question about the age on climbing merit badge. So Liam, is that a requirement or more of a recommendation?
It's a recommendation. It's not super, climbing's not super common, but if you're a skilled climber, we can get you into the climbing merit badge.
All right. Let's see. This is a Sarah registration question. Will the first 2 adults in a troop that a troop registers default to the 2 free leaders? Yes, it will, but there is a box on the side where you can adjust who the free leaders are if you would like to do so. Let's see. Liam, can you talk a little bit about how swim checks work, or pre-camp swim checks?
So in the past, we have allowed scouts to do their swim checks prior to camp. I believe they need to be done by a certified BSA swimming instructor. Avery, I see you wanted to answer that.
Yes.
Do you have more information?
Yes. So I dealt with pre-camp swim checks. I believe the first year that they really became an option, that was in 2021. In response to COVID, pre-camp swim checks have their role. Like, I think they're great. They help us as a staff a little bit with making swim check days go by a little bit faster, more efficiently. Those need to be completed by a Red Cross certified lifeguard. You should be able to find those at like a local pool. So get in contact with a local pool or a gym. Yeah, June 3rd and 4th, pre-camp swim check at Snyder. Thank you, Ryan. I personally, and over at Bowman, my policy, and I leave it up to my aquatics director, but we always encourage swim check to just be done at camp again. Our reasoning behind this is so that our aquatic guards can get firsthand experience of seeing who is like a strong swimmer and who is not. A piece of paper certified by a guard is one thing, but at Bowman, at least when I was the aquatics director, I was a fan of seeing every single person who was going to be in my area in the water so I could have a better idea. That may not be the same at every camp. It may not be the same at Bowman this year, but we will accept them. Yeah. If any further questions about those, I didn't answer anything about pre-camp swim check, let me know.
A little brief note on the 2 different pre-camp swim check opportunities happening at Camp Snyder. Again, that's June 3rd and June 4th. Pre-registration is required for that. I believe you can find that on the NCAC calendar. So just sign up your unit with the number of people that are attending, and that the way they can get inside structured slots. Otherwise, you're going to have 200 people trying to do swim checks at one time. And if you'd like more information on how pre-swim checks work at Goshen, if you go to our forms and downloads page on gotogoshen.org, there's a whole Goshen-specific instructions guide, as well as the official pre-swim check form, along with the signature area for your American Red Cross lifeguard certifier.
As a follow-up to that, the pre-camp swim check, you will bring that with you along with your medical forms. Those are some of the forms that you're going to bring to camp and present to the camp when you arrive. All right.
Can I hop in real quick and talk about transportation for vets?
Go for it.
Yeah, that was something as soon as I was done talking, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get back here and like cover this because it's important. So thank you, Shelley, for asking this question. So the VETS program is run out of and coordinated out of Bowman. So at least for the first day, that means that all the scouts need to, from across the lake, come to Bowman. That means that we need adult leader volunteers to stick with the scouts who are participating in the VETS program, at least for that day. If you are a member of a larger troop and you have a lot of adult leaders, and you have like even just one scout involved in the VETS program, we really encourage you to send just one adult leader down during that first meeting, while we kind of plan out what the week is going to look like, so that way we can ensure that we have enough drivers. If you have like a larger car with a lot of seats, a van, we rely on adult leaders to transport the scouts. Unfortunately, our staff don't have enough seats in our cars to transport every single vet that we have. So If you specifically need to coordinate this, it can be coordinated for your specific scouts at leaders meetings. During our first leader meeting, we always, let people know we need volunteers for driving. If this is something specifically for Marriott and Olmsted as well, I encourage you to email like maybe a week or two prior to your arrival, and just that email will be forwarded over to our vets director, and we will be able to kind of coordinate rides with you. If you are unable to provide one for one of your scouts, that's fine. We always have other troop leaders who are able to provide that. I think I covered that. If any further questions, let me know.
That also applies to cope climbing and ATV as well.
All right. Let's see. So accommodations, this one's specifically about Olmsted, but just in general, units can bring their own additional tents if they would like, that is correct. Our scouts permitted to sleep in their own tent with a scout buddy, consistent with youth protection. Liam, you wanted to answer that?
Yeah, well, as long as it's consistent with youth protection, they're more than welcome to do that. Sometimes we have whole troops that just use the fields in parts of Olmsted over our canvas tents. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to.
And just remember, at the Scouts BSA age, youth need to be no more than 2 years apart in age, and youth and adults need to tent separately. All right, Elizabeth, this is a question for you. Could a troop leader visit Goshen beforehand in order to help out new scouts and parents with planning? Who do they contact, and what are some good opportunities?
So we do have a few structured events that are a great place for you to come to camp before it starts, just to kind of get a lay of the land. We do have a volunteer work weekend that is taking place May 12th through the 14th. And that's just the time to come and help with camp preparation and beautification. And then we also have our family camp program. This occurs twice during the year, both during Memorial Day and Labor Day weekends. It's a Friday evening through Monday morning event. So this year that would be May 26th through the 29th. And you also get to see, again, it's based out of Camp Olmsted at Goshen, but you get to see what some of the different type of operations are. And I'll be there, so if you need a specific tour of Bowman, for example, I'm happy to do that. I'm going to put my personal email in the chat, so if you'd like to come to Goshen on a time outside of that, I can help coordinate that type of visit. We do just ask that you keep in mind that during the off season, camp is shut away and everything's put away, so it's not necessarily in all of its summer glory that you would traditionally see it in, which is why we really recommend coming to those structured events like the work weekends and Memorial Day. But again, I'll put my email in the chat area, and feel free to contact me.
Let me hit the mute button. Ryan, do you all have any pre-camp events that people can see Snyder at?
I'm always a pre-camp. Come anytime you want. No. Yeah, we do have. If you go to our website, there's as Elizabeth was stating, we also do our what we call Sawdust Saturday. So we have a lot of people that come out for a couple hours to kind of help with the project, but then say, hey, do you mind giving us a tour? We also not necessarily, well, we do have some scout leaders that come that dual, but we do have our family campings available in April and May that have just been updated again on our website. So if you go to our website, you can go there. And then other than that, my email, if you go to camp, I will probably post it, but if you go to snyder.org, my email's there. I live on site, so I can definitely set up a tour arrangement for anytime anybody wants to see camp.
All right, and Sean, what if people want to see Camp Catoctin?
Yeah, absolutely. We happen to be using a national park. We are Catoctin Mountain Park, so it's publicly open. I encourage you to go up there and check out. We are in Camp Round Meadow of Catoctin Mountain Park. So we're not on site all the time, but if you do want to learn more about camp, or like how we've run our camp maps in the past, or how our camp looks during the year or during the season, you can email info@campcatoctinbsa.org, and that's our general email. You can get all the information from there.
Excellent. Joe, a question for you. Can you talk a little bit about the process leading up to camp? When do people get their site assignments? How do they communicate that? How do they communicate how many people are in each patrol and what patrols they have?
Yes. So when you register for camp, there's slots to request different campsites in camp. There's slots to request to say how many patrols you have, how many people are going to be in each patrol, and all that's really valuable information for us because obviously we want to do our best to make sure that all of our troops are happy. We would like to get everyone in the campsite that they would prefer. We also ask that if there's one campsite you really prefer, we can't always guarantee that you get that site because if we have 5 troops all wanting to camp in the same site, they can't all do that. So if it's really important to be in one of several sites or like a certain type of campsite, we just would like it if you could request maybe your number 1 choice, number 2, number 3 choice, just so we can make sure that you get something you're happy with. We also, about a week or 2 before you attend camp, we'll be sending out an e-check-in form to your unit contact, which is just asking you to confirm all those numbers, just number of patrols, how many are in each patrol, what campsite you want. And that's just so we make sure that we have all of our food from our commissary portioned out for each patrol correctly, and that we know where you want to camp. But the actual site assignments are not going to be made until about a week before the troops actually show up.
All right, and Avery, is that similar to what you all do at Bowman?
Yes, that is similar. I think some of our pre-camp stuff is a little different between Bowman and Marriott. We do e-check-ins, so we'll send you an email before, like a couple weeks beforehand, if we don't see a request on Blackpug. But request the site on Blackpug if you have further questions or if we're not able to meet your first choice, we'll be able to make that happen for your second choice. But I do encourage people to put, like Joe said, as many options as possible. Sometimes our hands are tied. Our priority has to be fitting in like the size of the unit into the appropriate size campsite.
And Liam, how about at Olmsted? What communication should units expect before camp? When do they find out what site they're in?
We also do the e-check-in stuff, like previously mentioned, but for the most part, the sites will practically be given to you when you arrive at camp. You'll get a site guide who's a staff member who will show you around the campus and show you to your site. If you have a site preference, I think it's in the e-check-in we send out, or you can email me. I've gotten some emails already. I can't guarantee anything. Sometimes there are accommodations that have to be made for certain sites. So nothing is permanent until you arrive at camp.
Ryan, how about at Snyder? What kind of stuff should people be looking out for in the weeks coming up to camp?
We send out a few weeks before everybody arrives. Of course, as some of the other directors have said, we send out kind of what to do, things to do before camp that would be like a packing list, some general information, here's the phone numbers, kind of a lot of things for the scouts and for the parents. As far as campsites, we assign, since we're truly fully provisional, we assign those when you get here. We assign all the assistant scoutmasters and also the scouts to a site. And when the parents drop off their scout, they will also be able to meet the assistant scoutmaster, ask questions, see the shower house, take a tour of anything they want. So we have plenty of time on that check-in day for that.
All right. And Sean, how about at Camp Catoctin? What kind of communication should people be expecting prior to camp?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, because we're a smaller and a shorter camp, we have a lot more resources to offer via, personal support from our camp registrar and from our camp assistants. So you'll get tons of information beforehand, whether that's the camp guide, our menu for the week, our Merit Badge program schedule is already out there. We're always available to answer questions. Our sites are assigned as you come to camp as well. Again, we're basing on all of our cabins fit the same number of scouts. So whether you attend as a unit or whether you attend as a provisional scout, we do take provisional scouts. Our provisional scouts will form a unit of their own with our staff members as their scoutmaster and their assistant scoutmaster. So we'll make sure that you can, still have a great cabin in a good location. If you have a request, we'll be happy to listen to it, but usually everything's pretty much even.
All right, and there's just one last question in the chat for the moment. Yes, you do need to be paid in full to register for merit badges. So if you have any of those ones that people were listing on the at the Goshen camps, make sure you get those folks paid and signed up. If you have scouts that are participating in one of the new scout programs at the Goshen camps, those have space available. There is a cap on the ones at Olmsted just because there's a morning and an afternoon section, just to kind of evenly encourage even distribution. But Olmsted is going to make an effort to keep units together.
Sarah, can I add something real quick?
Go for it.
Just speaking of merit badges and, making sure you get the ones you want, because we are at the end of the week or at the end of the summer, if you go to Olmsted or Goshen or Marriott, all great camps, and for some reason you are missing a merit badge still or don't get the ones you want, we do keep our registration open for quite some time until the end of camp. So if you need to switch around or you want to come to us to complete a merit badge you missed, we're happy to work with you there for Catoctin.
Excellent. Well, give it another minute in the chat to see if there are any other questions. So like we said, the recording of this, we'll have a recording and the slide deck will be on weownadventure.com, which is the council blog. And you can find more information on all of the camps at the links on your screen.
And we do have one more webinar session as a part of our three-part series. That's next Tuesday at 7:00 p.m. We'll be hearing from the camp director at Lenhoxen High Adventure, which is a part of the Goshen Scout Reservation and NCAC's very own high adventure base, as well as John Blackwell, who is the chair of the NCAC High Adventure Committee, to talk about preparation for maybe some high adventure bases that your unit may be interested in going to in the future. Let's say you want to go to Philmont, Northern Tier, Summit, or I guess Sea Base, or if you are part of a provisional program, that's a great opportunity to learn about what's in store on BSA as a whole. Seeing as we have no further questions, if you do, please send us an email. All of our emails are available under the information pages or the contact us sections of each of our websites that have been displayed on the screen here. Oh, it looks like we've got one more if we want to answer that quickly.
So this looks like specifically about dietary concerns. So the closest town to Camp Marriott that has an actual grocery store is Lexington, Virginia, which has a Kroger. So if you have specific dietary concerns, I'd recommend contacting your camp specifically. That goes for all of our camps, just to make sure that we can provide for all of your scouts and leaders.
Now, as part of your Black Pug registration, at least for Goshen, there is a section about allergies and dietary restrictions. We know that we've got, a single unit registration contact for each of our units, but we really encourage you to speak with each of your scouts that are attending and find out maybe if they're gluten-free or vegetarian, vegan, maybe they have severe nut allergies. The Goshen Scout Reservation camps are entirely nut-free, so it's nut, tree nuts, peanuts, all things nuts are not at the Goshen Scout Reservation, save for maybe a product or two that are individually packaged within the trading post, but they're not there in the dining hall. And we also have a brand new vegetarian menu that will be posted on our website within the next month or so, along with a revamped menu for this coming year that we're very excited about. But like Sarah said, if you have specific questions, please feel free to contact your camp director, and they can also put you in touch with our food service director, Whitney Spearman. Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up because it's 8 o'clock. Again, thank you all so much. This has been a wonderful time to learn about all the camps in NCAC, especially how they can be used to build off of one another. We hope to see you next Tuesday. Have a safe night, and thank you all to our panelists for attending.